Have you had a mental breakdown before? I've had a couple, I think. I think I had probably a few in adolescence where I just fell apart and thought I'm going to kill myself, but in fact became a drug addict. In my 20s, several times, self-harm, self-immolation, self-destruction, not literal immolation, didn't actually set myself on fire, but still it burned. And more recently, maybe 5-6 years ago, I felt the narrowing of my life to a very fine point, a hard triangle of a life over, and me sprawled at its peak, hopeless and lost. And I felt I could not live the life I was living anymore, and that turned out to be true. It's commonly understood by spiritual people that a mental breakdown can be a mental breakthrough. It's something I talked to Brené Brown about, because it's part of you dying. Wim Hof, in fact, at the point when he lost his wife, when he had 4 young children, was able to break off the branch of who he was then for new shoots to form. Even in the worst moments of crisis in your life, new possibilities come about, and particularly when it's the mind that's cracking open. I feel the mental fragility still, but it's broken away so many times. The person that I thought I was has peeled away. I've shed so many skins now that what remains feels very true and real to me, and I hope I don't have to have too many more mental breakdowns because they're painful to go through. But I feel like rebirth is a necessity for growth. It exists mythically, doesn't it? Like Dante writes about, there's a point at the midway for me as a person entering middle age. There's a point where you look back at your life and think there's as much behind me as there is in front of me. If I'm lucky, I can no longer be propelled forward on the adolescent dreams and images, and neither would I want to be, as that fuel burns away. What gases, what fumes does it leave behind? They say the Grail comes twice. The Grail is the emblem of truth. The Grail is the mythic window through which true beauty can be seen. It comes in adolescence, the offer of the Grail, the opportunity to receive the revelation. But me, I weren't ready as a teenager. I was insane in the membrane, bats in the belfry, a little bit kooky and crazy. Truth was the last thing I wanted. I blanketed down that truth hard under a brown rug of hard drugs. But this time, when I was offered the truth, I was able to sit and take it. Not alone though, by consulting men and mentors that were further down the path than me, females too, as it transpires, that said, this is where you should be now. You should be at this point of recognition. You should be learning this. You know, like, I don't know if you've taken powerful hallucinogens or drugs at all, but there's sometimes a moment where you want to grip on to the sort of rim of who you were and go, no, I'm not going to go on this journey. I'm staying me. I'm staying me. But hopefully there'll be someone there to say, hey, you'll have to let go. You have to go with this experience. This is how it is with the mental breakdown. You have to be available to what it is that's happening. I'm not talking about people that are in sanitariums going literally balmy. Those people need, I'm assuming, medicating and round the clock support. I'm talking about a more secular, quotidian, everyday breakdown, which potentially is an opportunity to become the person that you were intended to be. For me, when I started to think, well, there was a moment where I thought, I don't want to do this job anymore. I don't want to be around these people anymore. I don't want to live this life anymore. And Eckhart Tolle says, doesn't he, I can't live with myself any longer, was his personal moment of epiphany, where he recognized that I cannot live with myself. How many people are there in there? And Eckhart Tolle brilliantly unravels how the ever-present witness begins to be repulsed by the ego, that there's a point of awakening, that in a way we live many lives now that, like I'm assuming those of us watching videos on our phones where we're not getting attacked by saber-toothed tigers or bubonic plague, we live these long lives and have the opportunity to die many times. And a mental breakdown is a kind of death, it's a kind of end. But from that, there can be a rebirth. The caterpillar deconstitutes entirely in that chrysalis. It don't just acquire wings and antennae, it becomes as liquid, dies unto itself, liquefies, annihilated, gone, that it can be reborn. And I think that the mental breakdown can be a form of that for the construction of a human identity. I can't be that person anymore. The person I used to be couldn't live the life that I live now. It couldn't be a father to 2 daughters, a reliable husband, a worker among workers, a person willing to experience life on a spiritual plane, to question my values, to let go of my materialism and individualism, glistening though they are, attractive though they may sometimes seem. But the person I am now is becoming comfortable with reality as it is. Beginning of a journey, not the end of a journey. Such a short lifetime, such a short time here. But significantly, I've learned to recognize that there's nothing to fear in letting go of who I presumed myself to be, that a mental breakdown can be an advantage, that a mental breakdown can be a mental breakthrough. Hello, I'm doing these new videos more frequently now. Please hit the notification button at the end of this video, because then you'll get like a little bell when I post a new video, and I'd like you to get a little bell when I post a video. Then I can, I don't know, be buzzing away in your pocket. Sounds like I'd be like a little pocket mosquito. Anyway, subscribe, click the bell, because I want more people to watch the YouTube videos. You specifically.